Open the fridge. Goal. Open the fridge wide enough for me to use it. This is a known behavior, but needed fine-tuning. Max knew how to open the fridge, but he wouldn't always open it enough for me to use. I am teaching him to use the rope closer to the ball instead of closer to the handle of the fridge. Lesson 1. Target ball. I am clicking Max for touching the rope. As he understands what I am asking of him, he touches closer to the ball or the ball itself. Each time he does, he receives a click. He has quickly picked up what I'm asking of him. And our click ratio is very high at this point. I spent a couple of minutes just teaching Max where I want him to touch the rope or the ball before I move on to our next lesson. I filmed all of these with seconds between each lesson because Max and I had worked on them for 2 days prior. Max understands his part of the lesson very well and is offering the behavior because he knows it pays. He is very engaged and he's ignoring everything that is happening around him and is focused on our lesson. He is almost constantly touching the ball or right above the ball at this point. Lesson 2. Take rope. Max puts his nose on the ball and holds it. He's testing to see what is going to pay and what is not. I want him to take the rope in his mouth, so I am holding the clicks to encourage him to test and experiment with the rope to make me click. A good nose nudge, that got it. Oh, and the treat ran away. I pointed out to him.
Max.
Call him back. And this time he opens his mouth and tries to take the rope. Another good nose nudge. And he tries to take the rope. He started to understand, but he's still experimenting. What pays, what doesn't pay. Opening my mouth? Yep. Yep, that worked too. Taking the rope seems to be paying. Let's try nudging. Oh, nope. Have to open my mouth. Each time he opens his mouth and takes the rope, he's getting payment. But he's still experimenting a little. Still nudging a little, still looking around, asking me for a bit of a clue. But he's getting it. He's working it out. Good job, Max. Good job.
Hold on. Good job.
Lesson 3. Lift rope. The last thing that paid was taking the rope in his mouth. So that's the first thing Max offers. As he does, he pulls it away from the fridge, which is what I'm paying for. When he grabbed the ball but didn't pull away, it confused him a little. So he stopped and thought about it. And then took the rope and pulled up and looked up at me. It was asking me, "Is that right?" And I told him yes with the click. Comfortable again with the idea of what he wanted to get the click, he goes back to it. and then thinks some more and goes back and tries again. He's really wanting to know, is this all I am asking of him? And the answer is yes. All I'm asking is for him to take the rope and pull. Good job, Max. Good job.
All done.
Lesson 4, open fridge. Again, pulling the rope has been paying, so he offers that again. I wait a second time for a harder pull. He thinks about that, takes the rope, and pulls the fridge open. Excellent job. I now set the clicker down because I want the fridge to be the click. He pulls and the fridge opens. He gets paid for it. Very good job, but it's not opening as far as I want yet. So he thinks about it, tries different areas on the rope, kind of experimenting to see what's going to get payment, and pulls and opens the fridge again. It's a little further and a little more controlled, but it's still not far enough. So he thinks, what am I asking of him? I give him a tongue click to encourage him to try again, and this time he pulls up high close to the handle. He got paid, but it wasn't what I was asking. So he nudges the rope, watches me for a minute, nudges the rope, gets a good grip, and there it is. Good job, Max.
Good job.
Cast. Max is himself. Narrator. Me, of course. Produced by GSD Productions. Directed by C.K. Bales. No fridges were harmed in the making of this film. It's not over yet, folks.
Pull. Yes. Good boy.